Oh, you hear that? That's the sound of the freshly poured Diet Coke. It is Diet Coke. Just ignore the fact that it says homie on the side. Homie soda. The last one was dude. This is homie. How's everyone doing today? I got just my chair. This happens every day. They're all much better. I was like out of frame there. Oh yeah, there you go. I was like, am I short today? No, I'm about the regular height. I got to get a new chair. This chair has an issue where like basically every day I got to reset the height. It doesn't want to stay where I want it to be. It's not working. In other words, it looks also it looks up. It probably looks okay from where you guys are. But if you were up close and looked at it, it's only like a year old. You'd be like, what the hell happened to it? It's shredded. It's made of this really thin material, and the cat's got to it. Anyway, welcome to today's Saturday web stream. A lot like every other Saturday stream, which is a lot like every stream. Period. I mean, I've got over 400 of them in the can. And by can, I'm not talking about can of Diet Coke. I'm talking about the bathroom. All right. There's some Diet Coke today. Well, that's pretty good, actually. It's homie. It's the same. I don't know what it tastes like. Nobody does. There's the beautiful blue Bluetooth controller. Oh, my God. I smashed the camera. I love how I have white balance turned off, and obviously auto white balance is not turned off. Every time I do that, it's like, oh, no, blue is a bad color. Blue, it can't actually be blue, the whole frame, so let's balance the color. It's speaking of blue though, fashion tints today. How you doing, Mo? Oh, he's out of here. Let's see. How's the system doing today? All right, so let's talk about today's web stream. Despite the fact that it'll be like every other web stream, there's a few details we need to get out of the way. Okay, right. We'll be playing Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 SU2. They just dropped Sim Update 2. It's really not that different from what I could tell. It might not be worse, and that's a good thing. I think they did fix a few bugs that I can notice, like the points of interest I think are fixed, and being able to skip the walk around if you want to cold start the plane, which is nice. They implemented that after I complained about it loudly. But the planes that were not working for some technical reason before SU2 when SU1 is out still do not work for SU2. We'll get into that. All right. After we fly around, I was thinking for an hour, we're going to do a bunch of stuff. Hey, we might fly around Mt Everest today. We might do the Lukla challenge today, among other things, because I want to fly for about an hour. Just maybe we'll try some things. You know, one of the things we can do now is change the graphics engines from NVIDIA to software, from hardware to software, by using the AMD engine without an AMD card. And I have a pretty powerful CPU, so the CPU, which is not even barely being used now when I'm running Flight Sim 2024. So it might be better to use the CPU rendering rather than the GPU rendering. We might try that today and see if there's any noticeable change. Apparently, it's pretty similar in the way it looks, and it should be. What else is to go? Let's see. I'll be playing the brain games after the flight simulation. How you doing, Evan? Good to see you. Good to see you. How's Canada? And right, we'll be doing some brain games today. I'll be doing the two Quirtles. I already did the Wordle, the New York Times Wordle. 2 Quirtles, which is for the tightrope trivia 9-question timed trivia quiz. Yesterday I did not do well. I only got 7 right. That's terrible for me. The 2 Octortles. Then there'll be a short break, and then I will drag my piano in, which is sitting right over there. I'm pointing right at it. Slap it right down here, and like pretty much every other time I stream, it will become magically transformed into Ken's Piano Lounge. There'll be music, there'll be live music, there'll be jokes, there'll be laughing, there'll be people tinkling their glasses, ordering from the bar, hopefully tipping the waitstaff generously. Oh, it was 102. Well, it's gonna get hot here starting next week, and I'm a little worried my air conditioning which is a critical resource during the summer months here in California, where I live inland California. It's over 100 every single day. Once it gets hot, and next week is going to be our first day of multiple over 80 days. But today it's nice and cool. So yeah, in the future you see me streaming, you'll see me with a lot less clothing because even when the air conditioning is running, it's still 80 degrees, almost 70 in the upper 70s inside. But yeah, it's absolutely consistent that we're going to get some hot weather here. So we're going to look at the old Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 opening screen a bit. Let's see, I got my controller. I got my throttle quadrant here. You can't really see, but it's there. I got my Johnny Depps on. These are my Johnny Depp glasses. I got these after I watched the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial. You remember that? That was a great show. I'm surprised there's not a fictionalized version of that in the works. You know what I mean? Because the real life version was so compelling and awesome and had so much fun details. You know, they should have a fictionalized version of the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial, except have actors do all the salacious stuff, reenact the salacious stuff, like have an actress poop on his bed, and you know he's playing Amber Heard, whatever, you know what I mean? Just dive into the most crazy stuff that came out during that trial. That's a brilliant idea. I should patent it. Anyway, copyright it. All right, moving right along. Yeah, we might as well get started because we got a lot of streaming to do. It'll probably be for like 2 or 3 hours. Oh, the other thing I wanted to mention is that I ordered another piece of Lego. This is an interesting one. I hadn't seen it. It's on sale. It's not a huge piece. It's a plant. It's like a carnivorous plant from Mario, but it reminds me of Audrey 2 from Little Shop of Horrors. I'll show it to you. It's supposed to arrive today, so we might actually build that tomorrow. Yeah, the Taco Bell block. Oh my God. And all the fights and all the destroying of hotel rooms. There's a lot of action described in the trial. I don't know if you remember. It sounds like you do. There was a lot of action, you know. I mean, it wouldn't be a boring show to see, you know, and they were just talking during the trial. And it was still like your imagination was like, holy motherfuck, what's going on? You know, I had no idea if he'd win or not, but I guess I was on his side. But anyway, he wore these tinted glasses every single day, these blue tints, right, fashion tints. And I looked it up. I said, well, what the hell are those? You know, could I buy a pair of glasses just exactly like Johnny Depp wore on the trial? Every single day he was attending his trial with Amber Heard. I did a rehearsal, and I found out, yes, you can. They're called Moscots, M-O-S-C-O-Ts. Moscot is a small company in New York, in Brooklyn, really. And they kind of do, you know, celebrities go there to get their glasses there. But you could order them online if you want. They would have been over $900. Just, you know, I could have ordered the duplicate ones, but instead I cheaped out. I went to Zenny Optical, which is a company that makes, you know, discount glasses online, same prescription, and for, you know, these frames with the glasses are less than $100. And you know, the extra tints was like $6. You know, so I basically got kind of similar looking ones to Johnny Depp, but I didn't want to pay an actual $1,000 for these Moscots. Yeah, no, you really, you know, about Zenny too. I have a lot of Zennies, and I also have some of the other discount ones. I also have some expensive. Some of the ones you'll see are Tom Fords, and those are real designer glasses. But most of them are like just kind of knockoffs or ones. But these are really cool. I mean, they're not fancy or anything like that, but they're just, you know, they give you the people. When I wear them, people are like, oh, cool. You got the fashion glasses on. All right, look. If we're gonna fly Lukla today, first of all, we got 2 issues. Where the heck is it? I believe it's here. And secondly, what can we fly in it? You know. Yeah, I have prescription sunglasses too that I got from Zenny that are really cool. I keep them in my car, but I got them, and I got a fade. I got a fade tint, so they're like dark at the top and light at the bottom, and they work really well. And they're prescription, and they work really well as as prescription sunglasses. And yeah, it wasn't that expensive because, you know, I know my prescription and I just went there. All right, if we're going to operate from Lukla, there's a couple things you guys need to know. We all need to know. Very few planes can operate from this runway. It's short and it's 9,000 feet up. So I'm going to kind of show you, like, jets just don't have the oomph. They need a longer runway. Any propeller plane that's a piston engine isn't going to get enough power. The only kind of plane you can do is, let's talk about it, a Beechcraft King Air 350. That will do it. The Baron G58. These are turboprop, dual turboprop piston, and you know, not piston engine propeller planes, meaning they can do pretty well. I think those are probably the 2 most likely. It's got to be 2 engines. I really don't think you can fly even one of these. I know the Bronco will not get off, even though it's got 2 engines. Those are, I believe, piston engines. How you doing, Wee? I love you too. Thank you very much. I'm talking about planes today. I want to fly off of off of Lukla because it's really cool. But I want to do it in a plane that could reasonably do it. So I'm looking through. I think the Diamond Air will do it. See you next time. Hey, I'll be streaming again. Thanks for coming in and saying hi. I really actually do appreciate it. Even if you can just stop by for a second and say hi and then you're leaving. You know what I mean? It's fine because I'm going to be doing this for a long time. Next time you can stay a little longer. But yeah, you can always watch the VODs too. You know, that's the other thing about my show. There's not also always a compelling reason to stick around and watch it live. Although I always appreciate people who do. But you know, even I would prefer to watch my show after the fact anyway. Chatting is nice, but I do appreciate people who come in and say hi, just whatever. Anyway, okay, that's pretty much it. Look, realistically, I'm sure there's other planes that can get off the ground. But the ones I know for sure can do it are these down here. So let's just try one of them. I don't know which one we did last time. The G58 or the King Air. Let's try the G58. And we're going to cold start it too. This is going to be a very technical stream and it could take a while. So settle in. Hopefully we'll get some interesting vistas. I don't know what the weather is like. It's starting to get to me. I do know it's nighttime, and we're going to make it a more of a day stream here, right? What's this? Can I do this? There we go. Make it more of a afternoon stream. But it is starting to get climbing weather. Now, the fun thing here is I have an add-on version of this Lukla airport. This is considered the most challenging commercial airport, one of the most challenging commercial airports in the world. It's the gateway to Mount Everest. So if you want to get to Mount Everest, this is where you're going to start. Now this whole area, Lukla, there's a town, there's people living here. But the people living here are probably living at the highest altitude anywhere in the world. Okay, it's snowy and clear according to the weather report, which is cool. But if we come back here in a couple of months, it should be pretty much green. Hopefully I can remember how to, well, I don't need to. Okay, the good thing is, cool. We used to have to worry about removing the chocks and the pitot tube covers and all that stuff. In other words, doing the walk around. But in the new version, they've basically done something called quick, and you have to remove all the covers. You can do something called a quick walk around. So if I do a Shift C, it puts me in the cabin, and I don't have to worry about. You can see the chocks are off and all the covers are off. It effectively automatically does the walk around. All right, so let's do this. That's throttle control. I got my propeller control and mixture. All that looks good. Everything is operating. We're gonna start getting. Let me just move this out of the way here. Let's start getting this plane warmed up. It's been a while since I cold started, but if I remember correctly, it's pretty much makes sense. We can go ahead and turn the avionics on now, get those warmed up. Okay, both magnetos. Okay, right, is there a fuel cutoff? Yeah, I want to check the fuel. Fuel selectors is both engines are on. I'm not sure if it's a cross-feed arrangement. 49 degrees out, that's pretty warm. All right, I think we can start now. Well, we'll find out in a second. All right, that one seems to start. Is it stabilizing? Yeah, it is. All right, that was nice. Okay, so here's the trick that I learned. Which you can see the runway there. It's got that little kind of flat section, and then there's steep downhill section, and then there's a fence and a cliff. So you got to be able to get off before the cliff. But what I found out is you don't want to get out of this little section here and turn left. You want to go out and turn right, and effectively go as far back as you can. And you can see there's a canyon up there. We're going to go up the canyon. It actually looks like a beautiful day. The trick is definitely going to be landing. Taking off is relatively easy. But let's just check a few things. We're going to set trim to about there. We're going to set flaps to there. Let's just get our Garmin set up. I think we have to hit that button there. Okay, showing we are at 9,200 feet, which is pretty amazing. Let's see. All right, we're going to turn on a few things here. Pitot heat has to be on. What are these? Propeller de-ice. Should probably turn on. Airframe de-ice. I mean, I don't know if we're in an icing realm. Even if it's cold out, if there's not a lot of, if it looks kind of dry out, it probably is not an icing. Yeah, we're actually going to turn off that airframe de-ice. That wastes power. We don't need that. All right. Well, we'll see. Okay. What's down here? Wing lights? Yeah, sure. Strobe lights for sure. Beacon lights? Absolutely. Navigation lights? Floodlight? No. Panel lights? Don't need them. Taxi lights? Not really. All right. We're going to be taxiing. Landing lights? We don't need. Landing gear? Everything looks good. Still says 49 degrees out. That's all fine. We're going to talk to base. Camp here. We're going to announce our taxi and takeoff. This should be fun.
November Lima, kilo traffic. KNSH 9er is taxiing to runway 24. Victor November Lima.
All right, let's see if we can get this thing to actually move. Which one is my parking brake? I got parking brake off. There we go. Yeah, we're going to go up this little runway here. We're going to make a right turn, and then we're going to turn around here. This little section here. And give us the maximum amount of possible takeoff. And this is in the real world. I actually saw there's people who go up here and kind of film takeoffs because it's so gnarly. And you can only land one direction and take off. Oops, I don't want to hit my little thing here. Okay, let's get a little more power here. It's pretty snowy, as you can see. And again, it's got change of weather. Hello. I think my gear is stuck on something. Hello. Oof. There we go. There we go. We need a lot of power just to... It is uphill, but we're also suffering from the fact that, yeah, it's... Hello. The snow is really acting as a friction against moving. I want to make a nice wide turn here. I don't want to hit the little thing here. But I want to get as far away as I can. Just about. Uh-oh. Boy, I gotta give it I'm almost at full power. I'm a little worried that there's something wrong with the model here in terms of power. I think we'll be able to get out. Now, if you do this the right way, unfortunately I don't have my throttle set up. You could just use the right engine. But, is that the best I can do? Returning. Ugh. I'm going to hit this thing. What a waste of time. We'll try it again. Right? Yeah, I hit that thing. Oof. Oh, well. All right. Well, we started it up. All right, I know. Oh, I know what to do here. Shift Z. Okay, we can back up a little bit. We'll bring in the backup system. No, don't go too far back. Go back to where I wanted to. It's a little slewing system. Okay, brakes on. We'll just pretend that didn't happen. I think, you know, I don't know what was going on there. All right. Now we're going to take off, get rid of this thing. Hopefully. Right? Are my engines working? Let's try to see. Can they warm them up? Are they at full power? We do not need this on. Are they doing anything? We'll find out in a second. Full power, right? I think we have I don't know why I have an 83% fuel load either. We'll find out. You know what? It's just a game. But yeah, hopefully we will get enough speed. I mean, we're going downhill, so it's not just the propellers, but yeah, we got to get over this thing here. Yeah, interesting. Okay, yeah, the issue is that the engines weren't coming up. I'm gonna check out something here. Let me just try this again. End flight. I think there's an issue with the new release when you cold start that the engines aren't building full power. Because I was trying this earlier today with a different plane, had a very similar issue. Okay, we're gonna go here. We're gonna set to the correct time. It was like here. Set as departure. A little bit earlier than that. Perfect. But we're going to start on the runway. I think this will allow us to start with the engines using full power at full power. It shouldn't be hard to take off, and the engines didn't seem like they were doing anything. And then when it reset us off the runway, hopefully this is how we're going to start. It's going to start on the runway. All right, ready to fly. There we go. See, we're already back towards the thing. Hopefully. Yeah, I don't know if the engines are producing the power that they're supposed to be. I mean, these are all at the forward position. Yeah, I don't know what's going on today. I mean, everything here is set up correctly. But yeah, no, it's doing the same thing. It's not even getting close to the speed we need. Exact same thing. But here's... I wonder if it's... Hold on a second here. Restart this one. I wonder if it's... I really need to spend a lot of time letting the engine warm up. Or speed up, you know, come up to speed. Huh. It's interesting. I'm pretty sure I don't know for sure. This is the one. Okay, so I'm going to let this come up to... see it. What happens is, where it says manifold in and RPM, the RPM should be in the green range. And it's slowly coming up to 1600, but that's not the green range. Is it because there's too much? Oh, okay, too much mixture. There we go. I was flooding the engine. Now we can do it. Oh, I learned something there. So my mixture control, because we're at altitude, I was flooding the engine. Okay, now we're not going to have the slightest bit of problem avoiding this. Interesting. So I learned something. It's pretty cool. All right, flaps up, gear up. Now, when you approach, you're probably coming from that direction, and then you're going to come back to here. You can barely see, but when you want it, this valley here shows basically Lukla is up this valley here, and this is kind of the gateway to Mount Everest. Where's Mount Everest? It's right up there. You can't see it yet, but we will be able to see it shortly. All right. So now the other thing is the ideal RPM range is 2300. And then we want to adjust. There we go. Perfect. A little more trip. We're pretty heavy on fuel here, but that's fine. That also affected it. But yeah, no, I just learned something important, which is, yeah, you normally set the mixture to full, but that's at sea level. Now we're getting plenty of trim uplift. Okay, so if you come and you're one of those hikers, and you want to go to Everest, you're not, you might stop there for a bit. There's a lodge or stuff, but you can see down here, there's people living here, and you effectively can hike up this whole way, and you'll see there's places, but luckily that's a lot of people living. All these people are living over 9,000 feet up, and this is, there's places where people live higher up, but not full-time populations. And there's an actual hotel up here. But you just imagine how rugged it is, how badly you're going to want to go. But there's a lot of people living around here. As you see from the large number of houses, I don't know how they get to it, but they're Sherpas mostly, so they're acclimatized to the high altitude. This plane, I think, now that we've got it optimized, we should be able to get it up pretty high in terms of altitude. I'm not really trying to get up because I want to enjoy this valley here. Yeah, and there's more people. There is some. I think later on there's like a monument down there. Lots more people. This isn't even the kind of the center of Lukla. It's up here. It's so high up. But this is where you hike through. And in the summer, it's a pretty raging river. But in the winter, it's just it's just snowed in. I don't know if there's any visible water. Nope. Yeah, come to think, I don't know if we'll be able to gain a lot of altitude because it is struggling to get up above 10,000 feet. This is a pressurized plane. Oh no, it isn't. You can tell it isn't because it's got a Big Mac window. Yeah, I think the other one I was thinking of taking up is a pressurized plane. Let's try it. I'm curious. We're going to start from the same place in a different plane and from the runway. Okay, the G58, is it... Does it say here? Does he give you information? It says maximum altitude 20,000 feet. So it must be pressurized. All right, we're going to try the King Air. This one has maximum altitude 30,000 feet, 35,000 feet. Let's give it a whirl. First of all, let's check out the liveries. Paint jobs, whatever you want to call them. Emerald Harbor, Global Freightways. I think this must be an add-on plane because it has some cool liveries that, you know. Let's do Orbit. Let's try Orbit. It's loading it from the internet. All right. We'll see what happens. I wonder if this plane will load correctly. Okay, there's Lukla. Set as departure. Custom time. There we go. About 4 p.m. Start the flight. Gives us some nice shadows. How you doing, not Mistress Ward? Good to see you, by the way. Lukla operations. Okay, well, no, it loaded the plane quite smartly. This plane is one that I believe does actually operate. In other words, I mean, you have to get a decent amount of cargo in there.
Departing straight out. Victor November Lima Kilo traffic.
All right, just before I want to check in here. Okay, this is all okay. We want that forward. Let's just go for it. See what happens. No, every day. Yay. Yeah, it's a turboprop engine. Should have plenty of power. Takeoff, but who knows? You see it does avoid smashing into those, which is always nice. Flaps up, gear up. We can see the gear traction. And you can see from this thing, it looks like a pressurized airplane. You can kind of see what I mean. Actually, that window does look like it opens. But a pressurized airplane doesn't have those kind of Big Mac windows. It doesn't have a ventilation window like that. And I think this one is definitely designed to get us up to speed. Up to altitude. Oof. It's not showing my airspeed indication. Why is that? My pitot tube thing's on. Where's that? Landing lights. Where's pitot? Here it is. Hopefully that'll help. Oop. All right, let's fly around in this one. This one we may actually be able to get up to Mount Everest, which is why I switched. But I'm noticing some things like why that weird reflection on the MFDs. Man, and my electronic speed indicator is not indicating. It's got bugs, right? Now, engine condition is on what? High idle. That's what it should be, right? Or should it be on low idle? Probably low idle. Right, there we go. Yeah, this plane will have no problem, I believe, gaining altitude quite powerful. And again, it might have been the fuel load. Though, I got my suspicions. But anytime you're operating at altitude, it gets pretty crazy. All right, a double thing I want to double check. We do have live weather turned on, right? It says live weather, yes. Oh, no, and I just made it live time. I don't want to do that. Let's go back to, hello. Daytime. Thank you. Actually, let's change it a little more than I wanted it to be. Here, there we go. Those nice shadows going. I'm moving the sun around. Right, so There's like a hospital there, I believe, with a helipad, and there's a little airstrip up there. It's really hard to get up to, called an airport. But anyway, the actual route to Mount Everest, and eventually we'll see Mount Everest. It's not there yet. We're getting close to be able to see it. It's a ways up. Well, we're gonna check it out. I always like checking out Mount Everest. Excuse me a second here. No, so it's light weather. So apparently it is going to be climbing season in Mount Everest. It does start in late May, I think, and go through June, and then that's it. It's like a 6-week session where it's relatively nice weather, but it's it's Mount Everest. Right. So there's another. What does it say? There's the monasteries down here. It's nice that we're consistently getting the points of interest marked. Let's just check it out. I think we can jump out of the plane from here and take a look at the monastery. If I remember correctly, it's got some stuff. It's down here, or there's like a decorated area, but I could be wrong. It just says monastery there. That's the helicopter landing pad, but it's here. This is the monastery. Yeah, I thought there was like one like really cool building that had like some stuff in it. There might be. I just don't know where it is. That's kind of cool. I don't know what that is. Yeah, maybe not. All right, where are we? There we are. All right, back on the plane. Magical parachutes. They go up and down. Why not? Watch out for the propellers. Ah, you're dead. Right. But anyway, there's like more people living this whole way up, but I'm not sure full time year round. But then eventually you get to what's called Base Camp 1. And there's 4 base camps. And you have to spend quite a while at each one to get acclimatized. Boy, we are... I'm just trying to get some altitude now because we're going to need it. Only at 14,000 feet. And remember, Mount Everest is 28,000 feet. It's twice as high as we are. And we're really... eventually we could definitely get up there. But, this is where being a jet is good, but the jet wouldn't be able to take off from Lukla. And helicopters have trouble operating up here too. Now you can see that little valley down there. That's where I think like the not the base camp, but the gateway to Everest is. And that's at like 12,000 feet. But we're going to have to get some altitude here. This is where we came from, way back there. You can definitely see how the terrain is getting less that direction, and it does. And this direction, it's getting more imposing. And that there's some points of interest up there. All right. So this here, yeah, I think this is permanently populated. I don't know. But this whole area, there's a lot of people. I'm not sure. It may be climbing season only. Because, yeah, when climbing season happens, like hundreds and hundreds of people come here to experience Mount Everest. I don't know. I don't understand the attraction. Well, we're here. It's definitely a special place. Oh, yeah. Is that it there? Is that Mount Everest? I think it's that one. I don't or is it that during? We'll figure it out. Yeah, that might be it right here. Right, so there's the glacier there, and kind of goes up pretty steep. Right, and the base camp is down there, right below us, or about to be right below us. We got to stay nice and high, because altitude gains are pretty astonishing to get where we want to go. We're at 17,000 feet. We're about to cross 18,000 feet. We're doing okay. 2,300 feet a minute. It'll take a little while to get up there, but hopefully we can maintain this. It did say 35,000 feet. So we're not exceeding the surface altitude. I mean, it is designed for very high altitude cruising. But the truth is, jets are usually, like small business jets are usually the ones that get up nice and high. This altitude, it does look great. You can see there's a lake there. Oh, again, that's where that lower camp is. That's not base camp 1. Base camp 1's up ahead. I think they'll be marked. Which way is it now? Oof. That. Oh yeah, the base camps are up there. Oh, we went the wrong way. We have to go up to the left there. We're fine. We'll go up the back way. Are there jets in the game that can take off vertically? There's one, by the way. Good question. Good question. The Dornier DO-31, which I own, has a very unusual arrangement with two jets strapped to the bottom of the wing that are also based on the Harrier jet model. In other words, they don't have traditional exhaust out the back. They have vectored exhaust, so they can shoot their exhaust straight down. And 4 little vertically mounted engines on the end of each wing. If you're going to stick around, I'll show you. I don't know if the DO-31 is rated for Microsoft for 2024 is the only issue. I know it works in 2020. It's not, by the way. That's Mt Everest up there. We're kind of making a huge turn here. But it can take off vertically, but it is not. It's designed for short takeoff, very short takeoff, and then landing vertically. And it's an amazing. I love it. It has 10 engines, 10 jet engines. But once you're in cruise, you shut off the 8 engines on the side of the wing, and you just use the 2 engines below the wing. They're strapped to the bottom of the wing. That's Mount Everest back there. We're just gonna make this big circle here. Well, that's Mount Makalu there, whatever that is. So we can continue to gain at least 2,000 feet per second, or 1,800 feet per second. The more we turn the wings, the less lift we can get out of them. And you see we're already dangerously close to stall speed at 107 knots here. And we have not retrieved, I have not gotten this thing to work here. I wonder what's going on. You hear my stall warning, but why I'm not getting my airspeed indicator in here is your guess as good as mine. Cannot go below 104 knots. But I figure we'll get up there. We're at 23,000 feet. Up to 28,000 feet. But yeah, jet would have no problem climbing a lot through this air. But a propeller plane, it's a problem. A turboprop is the only way to go. A piston plane will not get enough power at this altitude to even think about climbing. Hopefully we can keep the wings nice and level and maintain 1,800 feet vertical speed. It's a pretty day in the Himalayas here. And you can kind of see the whole Himalayan range stretches down that way and way, way beyond sight that direction as well. But this is the tallest part of it. This is the meatiest part of it right here. And of course, that side, when you look at north, that's China. And if you look the other side, it's Nepal. It literally is on the border, I believe. So we'd probably be flying over China at this point. Okay, what's our speed? 109. Yeah. Basically, I've got it floored though. So that's about the best performance we're going to get out of it, like 1,500 feet. We might be able to go there because we can look at Base Camp 4, which is on the saddle between Lhotse and Everest. Everest is directly ahead. Lhotse is a little bit to the left there. I think we could gently make a turn here and fly right over Base Camp 4. I don't think we're going to make it right up to the top of it, fly over Everest. But that's not too many planes can do it that easily. I mean, we could do it if we had a half an hour to get up to altitude from a long distance from here. You could easily do it. But you see, we're not doing that. We're flying right up the mountain. All right, so I'm going to stop here a second. I'm just going to show you what it's like to actually climb Mount Everest here. I mean, you spend a couple weeks at each of the base camps, and then finally, this is the one right here on the cusp. The last one, waiting. You're hanging out here. You're on oxygen. You're on oxygen. Base Camp 4. This Base Camp 3 is there. They don't seem that far away from each other, but you got to realize the scale of this place. All right, we're gonna jump out of here. I don't really know if they have like even tents set up. Last time I was down here, I didn't really see anything. I think Base Camp 1 had tents. Yeah, there's nothing to see here, unfortunately. But I mean, you get that feeling for what it's like to be up here and looking up there, waiting for the weather to be good. And, and apparently there's a lot of ice crevices, which are huge. There's a lot of ladders and pre-placed ropes, and it really only takes like 6 hours to get up there. But oof. So then there's the other base camps. See the base camp 3 there, and base camp 1 is down there. That's about as high up as we're gonna get. Our plane is right here. I think they fixed the bug where when you jump out of the plane and you get far enough away, the plane disappears. That also was bothering me a lot. They fixed a bunch of bugs. So let's go inside the plane, take a look around. It's a nice looking plane. You got luxury features, luxury stuff going on there. All right. Right, so base camp 1, yeah, there's Mount Everest. We basically visited it. All right, I don't want to hear anything about it. What's that there? It says Hillary Peak right there, but it doesn't really. Yeah, base camp 2 is there, down there. And then, okay, we're going to start reducing the power here. I want to start heading down the hill. It's not a stream if we don't at least attempt to land this plane. And also, there's going to be another flight after this in a completely different vibe. Maybe like a nice hot island adventure in the Southeast Pacific, like Bora Bora. Because I like to. Okay, so base camp 1. I thought one of these does have tents. I thought no, maybe you have to pay extra for that. Because I know people have. I've seen people doing YouTube streams from this area, and they definitely have tents at the base camps. This is the Mount Everest base camp, which is technically, I don't know. There's also base camp. I don't get it either. There's a bunch of them. But again, I've never seen any actual tents there, so I'm guessing that's add-on content that I don't have. I have the add-on airport, but not the Mount Everest extra scenery, I guess they call it. The Mount Everest Memorial. We're going to check that out. Then we're going to attempt to land at the Lukla airport, which is a white knuckler at the best on the for me every single time. But that's why it's fun. It's called the Lukla Challenge, not because it's easy. It's damn hard. But fortunately, I have enough Diet Coke, I believe, to power us through. I am a little concerned that my my airspeed indicator on the electronic thing is not showing anything. We hope we will not really need it because we're going to be using it from the outside, and that one is working. But it's always kind of weird why if some random thing on a plane doesn't work right. Everything else seems to be okay. I'm not seeing any big warnings. More buildings down there. But I wanted to check out the memorial. I think that does have some stuff, like some custom asset here. I'll find out. Last time I checked it out, I don't even see. What do you even? Is there even anything down here? I think there is. Let's find out. Right? I don't think there is, unless it's really tiny. I think it's just not. Oh yeah, it's marking this here, these two rocks, but I don't think that's it. I think it's. I don't know where it is. But that's weird. I think it's down here, but who knows? Yeah, I'm now wondering why the terrain is not exactly matching my memory. It's been a couple months since we've been here, but it may have been 2020 also, not 2024. And there are definitely differences in the terrain. Anyway, it's easy to find where we're gonna go because there's basically only one downhill route. Everything's uphill that direction. But the other thing is I've done this a bunch of times, so this is quite familiar. Now, if it were cloudy and bad weather, I would not be able to handle it. But although theoretically you have everything here on your maps, your Garmin's, so you should be able to handle it, be able to see stuff. But anyway, go down the valley. We're gonna have to go down past the runway and make a big turn because there's only one direction you can do it, and this is not the direction. So we kind of have to pass Lukla and make a big turn and come back. It's just I don't know. It's weird. Oh yeah, and also the thing I like to check at this time of day is, am I overloaded in terms of fuel? And the answer is I am for landing, and it's important in this for many reasons to make a successful landing here. That's so I can lower my engine a little bit now that we're lighter. For multiple reasons, you don't want to land overweight, but because it's a hard landing under any circumstances, but it's an almost impossible landing if you're overweight. We got a ways to go down the here down the valley here. Just the beautiful Himalayas. And it couldn't be a more pretty day. Again, live weather turned on, but it's actually in the middle of the night there, so I did change the time of day. Yeah, we'll do something nice and warm for the next flight, because I want to fly for at least an hour. Of course, we do gotta get a landing in here. We'll see how long it takes. This is what it looks like from here. Hello, how you doing? That's our co-pilot today. So we don't really have any passengers, but you know, actually sometimes you need to put passenger weight right here, right? Over here, like a passenger. And then if you look back there, there will be a passenger sometimes if you add the weight. I don't see anything. All right, all right. Where's look this way. But then basically what it means is that when you're approaching the, because of the extreme tilt of the runway, when you're approaching the runway, you kind of want to approach it at a lower angle than you normally would. Effectively, there's an optical illusion if you're approaching it in kind of at a normal thing, which is that you'll be too high. I mean, it makes sense kind of when you've done it a few times, but the first few times you do it, it's pretty scary. Anyway, we're pretty close to the runway here. But we're going to pass it. It's going to be to our left, and then make a big turnaround. And that is the end. Because yeah, normally you would not. That's the only way is to come up this mountain pass here, that's further south of us, and do it to the north. You think, oh well, can't you just turn from here? No, you can't. You really can't. Because you'd hit this. You kind of hit this right side here. Whereas it's not a problem when approaching the other direction. You still have to turn at the last second, but because of the way the runway is facing, it's a lot easier to do from this far side here. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to pass it, we're going to turn, and we're going to land right here. Let's see, it should be here, right? That's all good. All right. Everything seems to be working on the plane except for the speed indicator, airspeed indicator. I don't care. We've got quite a bit of trim at this because of this altitude. We're still at 11,000 feet. Now we're going to want to carefully monitor our altitude when we come up this valley here, because again, you kind of want to come up low and then come up and land uphill, while watching your speed very carefully, because of course stall speed is very low at this, or is much lower than normal. We will have full flaps, so we should have plenty of time to maneuver. That's that little white thing there is what we're going to land on. It is a white knuckler every single time. But we took off from there. We should, and this plane does operate from this airport. It's one of the biggest and typical planes that would operate from this airport. It's got like 9 passengers. I think there are ones that are slightly bigger that can operate, but not much. Okay. What I like to do is come down to here. Show you right here. Make a kind of a sweeping right turn. You'll see up right here. I've done this a million times. We're going to come to the right here. Then we're going to make a sharp left turn. Again, you got to be really careful. A sharp left turn is not that sharp, because at these altitudes, when you turn your plane sharp, you can start to lose a huge amount of altitude. We're barely keeping things going up here. So right up to here, you can see we're going to use this kind of bowl here to make a left turn. And we're going to kind of coordinate that with the rudder, but we don't want to So we can't have the wings more than there, or we lose too much lift to make this turn and survive it. As it is, we're going to come pretty close to that little part of the mountain there. We'll be fine. Trust me, I'm a pilot. I kind of know what I'm doing. We do want to descend, because, yeah, we want to be at about 8,000 feet. 8,800 feet's good. All right, so now we can start thinking about making our approach here. This is what it looks like from here. Start nice and low. Bring flaps down. Commanding my gear to come down. Gear coming down there. That's a good thing, because we're going to need it. Now, a little bit more power, so we do not stall out. Keep the nose down, so trim a little bit lower there. There we go. Trim to 0. Okay, 103 knots. We want to land right around 80, but no lower. Let's see. Okay, we want to. We're at 8,900 feet. That's about right, I think. So, okay, we're going a little fast, a little less power. We got full flaps and we got gear down. This is what it looks like from here. It's kind of scary. I would say I would not want to do this in the real world. I mean, I only do this I would say 50%, right? Airspeed 106 knots. We're a little high up. I wanted to be under 9,000 feet. Somehow I gained some altitude. Less power. Straighten out. Trust me, it's easier from this. You're gonna look like you're low, but you're not. Just get ready to reduce power entirely. Yeah, trust me, that's fine. Reverser's on. That's about as good as it's gonna go. Flaps up. We've landed at Lukla. Welcome to the gateway to Mount Everest here. We're gonna check it out a little bit. I've done this a million times, but I get a kick out of it every time. What we're about to do here. Okay. Everything is on. All right. So to turn off the engine, you set the idle lever to fuel cut off. You'll see they will shut off. Take a little bit, but they're slowing down there. There we go. Beautiful. All right. How do you open the door? I'm wondering if there's an interior method of opening the doors. Starter engine. Might be down here. I don't know if you can actively get to some of these switches. ELT. I'm just checking some things out on the interior. That doesn't work. Those are your circuit breakers. Is there a door panel here? Display. Operative. Yeah, if I remember correctly, it doesn't have a specific door. I mean, Shift C, we can walk around the plane. Oh, it's got. Wait a minute. Did I not shut off the engines entirely? Oh. Now they should be right. They should be shutting off now. All right. The point. Oh yeah. Oh, see. There's cargo. Okay. I can open this door from out here, right? Oh. Is there a way to do it if I do it carefully? Yeah, okay, cool. All right, that door opens up. So it's now Ken 99. Oh, but now made us get in. All right. Hold on a second here. All right. As I was saying, I paid extra money. I don't remember exactly how much. So if you were to buy this game and come here, it's going to look cool, but not exactly like this. There's not a bunch of people lying around. There's a guy hanging out with a cat. There's some people who are dressed appropriately. There's people not dressed appropriately. There's some scripted activities going on here that happen every time. Like there's this big argument happening in the cargo area. And this guy is denying everything. And this Karen up here is accusing him of, I'm just going to take a wild guess and say losing her luggage. And look how pissed off she is. This is all scripted here. What does it say? It says, welcome to Tenzing Hillary Airport. Heartily welcome to ladies and gentlemen in Everest region. I've never even noticed that sign before. Then there's this lady here. I've never been here. She's kind of chesty LaRue. She's looking at the view. He's like, come on over. And I guess this is a snack bar of some kind. But yeah, you pay extra for this. That comes with some scripted event. There's a guy wandering around here who's like staggering drunk. Usually he's over here somewhere. Here, this guy here. Like there's a guy walking normally in army uniform, and this guy, or actually, yeah, it's maybe a lady. It's a different person. There's a different guy who's walking around kind of more drunk than that. You got the, there's this thing here, which is a cool signage thing. Natural Park Buffer Zone. It's got a map. Lukla elevation 2,855 meters. You go down here. That's not the drunk person. There's this guy hanging out at the nest at Lukla. It's really cool. This is the famous statue of Sir Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay. And then down here, I think this lady is cleaning up after her dog. So, I mean, that's pretty dramatic. I think. I don't know. Okay, so here, if you go in here, there's some people hanging out in the control room. There's this guy. He's on the phone. He's on the imaginary phone. All right, dude. You think you're important. You're pretending to be on the imaginary phone. Yeah, you're important. All right, and then down here is where the helicopters are going to land and take off. So I guess this guy is a helicopter dude. But it's cool because, yeah, it's very active. There's a lot of life. There's stuff happening. There's people. It's sort of like my ranch. I don't even know what's down here. Okay, here's the Lukla Namber Hotel. There's a bunch of lodges. There's several lodges. You have your choice of places to stay, because this is the Buddha Lodge, and then up here is going to be, that's the airport. But then I think back here is the Sherpa Lodge. Okay, it's another place to stay if you want to stay there. I haven't even explored all these places. What does this go up to? I mean, a big colorful thingy. It's really cool. You know what? I think today's going to be the flight. That's going to be the flight for the day. But it sure was epic. We're going to take a nice photo of me up against my plane. Up against the Buddha Lodge. That was actually a not bad, half bad landing. I think I'm getting a little better at it. There we go. Catch Niner, Niner, Niner. It's a little screenshot. I'm going to send it to myself. Whew. Cheers on today's flight simulator segment. What does that mean if it's the end? It's not the end. It's just the beginning. I am going to go into just chatting, though. Here's why. Because I will be just chatting. I don't like to be in a game segment while I'm doing my brain teaser thingies. Let me get out of here. I'm going to check to here. Just take a second here. Just quit the game here. Main menu. I'm thinking the Sim Update 2 is certainly not worse. It seems the jitters are a little better. I think it's starting to come together. We'll have to see. The next thing we're going to do here is the big brain games, I like to call it. Let me just get those all set up. Just takes a second here. Switch this around here. Maximize that window there. All right. So the brain games are the 2 Wordles, the tightrope trivia. Sorry, Worlds. I keep saying Worlds. Quirtles. This is a Quirtle, 4 at a time, to the tightrope trivia, which is a timed 9-question trivia quiz. Excuse me. Followed by 2 Octurtles. Let's just get going here. Of course, I have 3 starting words. Actually, that's not. It doesn't matter what order I use them in. Noisy, plate, and crumb doesn't matter. Usually, noisy, plate, and crumb doesn't matter. Noisy, crumb, plate. Okay. The starting words are designed to have 15 different letters of the 26 different letters. Things have all 5 vowels and a Y in the final position. It gives us a bunch of things. Like we have all 5 letters here to get unite out of 5 possible letters. Here we have, this could be sprit or strip, right? Unfortunately, they are anagrams that both fit this. right? Because, yeah. Could it be Sprit? S-P-R-I? Yeah, it could be Sprit. All right, let's come back to that. All we know here is there's an S and E, but we used all the vowels, so it's likely there's another E in here. But what could it be? Let's see. I bet I can figure out something here. E. It could be geese. G-E-E-S-E, you know. That gives us the G up here. And so now we pretty much only have range, R-A-N-G-E, available up there. And we don't know if it's sprit or strip. So, but we have extra guess. Sprit is a word, S-P-R-I-T. But strip is a more common word. All right, that's one down. We got 4 to go. The next one we're going to do Quirrell Daily Stream. There's like more. There's more of these Quirrell games. I do them every day. I usually do Noisy, Plate, and then Crumb. By the way, so that's. Hey, if you can come up with 3 better starting words, I would love to hear it. All right, so let's see what we got here. This could be. Let's see. It could be mossy, right? Or it could be something O-M-S-Y. I don't think it could be. I think it's going to be mossy, right? I don't know what else that could be, so let's just grab it. Now, this could be moral. We've been through this before. It could be moral or molar. They are anagrams of each other on the lower left here. Here we got, let's see, A-I-R. So it could be fairy or dairy, for example. Let's see. This could be hence, H-E-N-C-E, right? Among other things, but that's most likely. And now we know it's not dairy because it has to start with an H, A-I-R-Y. And that gives us 2 guesses, which we're going to need because we're not going to find out if it's moral or molar. But let's try moral. It was moral. It could have been molar because you can interchange the R and the L, and it would still be completely as valid as a guess. For some reason, this happens all the time. Hey, guess what's happening? Oh, extremely good. Guess what's happening next? The 9-question tightrope trivia quiz. It is what it is. Every day they have a new one. It gets harder. It gets harder as it gets through near the end of the week. So Saturday is the second hardest. That's today. You can see the next one. The hardest is Sunday's tomorrow's trivia quiz. You get 9 questions, but you get a lot of points for speed. It's not just about getting them right, which of course you want to do, but you want to get them right fast if you want to get your high points. I like to get at least walk out an encyclopedia, which I did not get yesterday. Let's dive right into it. Again, got to go as quickly as possible. Modulation. That one is just a technical question I know like the back of my hand. Type of a herpetarium. A reptile. Herpetarium. Reptile exhibits. Captain, the assassination of Abraham Lincoln? Jeez. I mean, you got it. I mean, who doesn't know that? I mean, I guess you might not know that one. The flag of England did not take place during George III's reign. Oh my God! Involving England, War of the Roses, because although that was much before, those were all pretty contemporaneous. The other 3, that was hard. So she was clapped on air more than 3 million times. I'm gonna go with Vanna. That's the one that makes sense. We're doing well. We got 5. I'm nervous. We got 4 more to go. Vatican City is the entire which city? Rome. Okay, we fly over Vatican City all the time, so geography questions should not be an issue. And there's a difference. Which brand added a red tab to its clothing in 1936? Is it Levi's? Oh, that was a good guess. All right, we got 2 more. Due to the film, the drama teacher blanked the play to remove any potentially. Actually, that's boulderized. That's kind of the definition of it. Okay, one more. Loop it up. Which country's hybrids issued 1 trillion drachma notes? That's Greece. All right. So today, out of the 9 questions, sadly, we only got 9 out of them correct. You can't get any more than 9 out of 9. Okay. But I do consider myself a trivia master. But let's just see what I hopefully got Clever Funambulist. We're a high flyer. Yeah, sure. Tight robot. Walk-in encyclopedia. Oh, for sure. We definitely got Clever Funambulist. I don't know what a Funambulist is, but that's the highest rank you can get on a specific game, particular game. Are we done? Oh, hell no, we're not done. We got 2 more games to go. But they're octordals. Now, the regular octordal, let's go right here, is kind of easy. We'll do the classic. But then we're going to do the rescue. The rescue is a legitimately difficult game. We'll get into that. Same 3 starting words for the octordal, except we get 8 different words to potentially solve. So we're going to scroll down here. See, there's 4 there. There's 2 more here. There's 2 more here. I'm looking to see if we got any like 4 or 5s. This is NO something EL, I think. So I believe it's got to be novel, NOVEL. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, yeah, and the V. Now, the V was a hit here. And so now we have all 5 letters. No, we just have 4. We have a T and a U. It could be, and not too many things, it could be duvet, DUVET. Remember, they have French words in here. So, I mean, it's an English/French word. All right, what do we got up here? Something this could be fussy or hussy. We're not going to worry about upper left. Over here, we have a UND to place. You could be, but it's not under. It's because there's no R. I don't think it is UNDE something, because it can't be under, and I don't see anything else it could be, because the R is not available, or it would be there. Let's think about that one some more. We got some others to solve here. This is interesting. This could be reedy, right? That works. Let's forget that one. This ends in a Y and has a B. This could be, and there's an A. It could be Abbey, ABBEY. Is that right? Could be. All right, let's grab that one. All right, both of these. This is interesting. Okay, something IE something. Chief. Okay. Easy enough. Now, what we have here, we CL and then O. It could be clock, because it could be C clock. Okay. We're just moving along here. By the way, next time I will try, I don't know if you're still here, but next time I will try to see if I can get the my Dornier DO31 working in Microsoft 2024, because I have to set up the controls specially for it, but I'll have to see if I've done it already. It doesn't take too long. Okay, oh, we have a F now, so this could be fussy. Fussy. The F was very important. Let's see. Oh, yeah, and the F was a hit here, too. So this is now could be unfed, right? Unfed? Yeah, unfed. All right, you win, but we're not done. Now I mentioned the hard one. The hard one is called the rescue. I mean, they do each one of these. Each of these games, you get a new one every day. The rescue is hard because you basically get the same. It's the same difficult words or get words, but you don't get to choose your starting words. It picks 4 random starting words for you, and they are usually always terrible. But this one has to be bun, BUN something Y, and I don't really think anything else fits except for bunny, so we're gonna try that one. This one here, it could be OART. What kind of word is that? I don't think of that. Or it could be ROAST. And that's good because we needed that S. We didn't have that S before. And that S was real useful. Okay, now we're still going to have some questions here. Where else? Here's the S showed up here. So we have an ST. So it could be STA. So I'm thinking if it could be anything but stall. Or no, it could be shout. SHALT. No, because the L's at the end. Yeah, it's got to be stall. All right, moving on with our lives. Okay, MON. It's MONT something, and the H is available. So this is another easy one. H was not used anywhere, but we're cooking still. Let's see. We haven't got anything wrong yet. Okay, here we have an R to place and an S to place. Oh, and an L to place. So we got everything we have here. It's got to be loser, right? L-O-S-E-R. Really nothing else can fit in there. Very nice. Okay, upper left, we got, okay, what do we have? We got this one here, which has an E to place. So it could be Dodge, D-O-D-G-E. It could be some other things. We might want to guess Dodge at some point, but I want to look down here. L-O, this has to be local because it has a C and an A in it. So let's just grab that. Local, we're cooking with gas here. I only get about half or maybe even less of these rescues because you run out of guesses. If you get one wrong, that's the only one you can get wrong. So far we haven't though. Let's see. We have an E to place. Oh, and the E can only go at the end. There's no other E's. So it's something blank blank E-R-E. It could be Spire, S-P-I-R-E. Let's guess Spire because what else really fits? Spire. Yeah, that's what I thought. And now we have two guesses to guess this last word, which I remember still could be Dodge, D-O-D-G-E. But it could be, it might not be Dodge. It was Dodge. All right. So guess what happened? We've won all of our brain games today. Including the Octortal Rescue, which is a pretty hard one. We kicked ass at the tightrope trivia, the second hardest of the week. And I got all the questions right and achieved the highest rating of Clever. Do not step up to me in a trivia quiz. And if you are, doing your nightly, you're at a bar and they're having a trivia contest, and you need a partner. You want to give me a call. I probably won't be able to come, but unless it's close by to Pleasanton, California. Because as you can see, I'm seriously good at the trivia. I'm not cheating. I didn't do these earlier in the day and then come in and pretend to know all the answers. How would you guys know that? I promise I don't. All right, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to run my mid-roll. Let me do a few things here. It's like every time I stream. I'm going to run my mid-roll, switching to the musical category, doing that right now. Musical category usually takes a couple tries. That seemed to work. All right, I'm going to go here. It's going to take me about a solid 3 minutes to drag my piano in. But you get the entertaining mid-roll, so no reason to leave. Well, no reason to stay either. All right, see you at the end at the other side of the mid-roll for the musical section today, which is Ken's Piano Lounge. There's that. Pretty much where I like that. All right, getting my shit together here. Getting my sheesh together. That needs to be like that. All right, switching over to a different microphone. The reason why is simply because when I was using my other microphone, it picks up too much of the sound of me hitting the keys, and it was really bothering me during the performance, during my playback of my own performances. I was like, you can really hear the sound of me. You could just barely hear it because that microphone is off. If I turn the microphone on, you can now hear everything happening in the room. This microphone's over there. It picks up everything. So that you can hear, that's what it sounds like when I'm playing the piano, right? But I mute that mic. Now only this mic is on. I got to get real close to it to get any kind of sound out of it. But that's fine. I mean, I don't mind this microphone in my face. I'm kind of getting used to it. All right. Let's get a little warmed up here. Welcome to Ken's Lounge. I hope you have a lovely stay. If it's appropriate for your time zone and age group, go ahead and get a drink. I personally am still working on my Diet Coke here. Wrong button. Okay, now I know what I'm doing. Warm up a little bit. And that pedal's in the right position. So what is a piano? What is Ken's Piano Lounge, you might ask? I mean, basically, it's me sitting in front of a piano. I have this list of songs here that say stuff. A list of songs, so like say a little prayer. But I don't have notes or lyrics or anything. You just have to be able to sit down in front of a piano and be able to play like. warm up a bit here. Seems to be pretty much the regular lounge music selections today. For example, this song, "Breaking Us in Two" from Joe Jackson, goes like this. Rushing through some of these songs a little bit. It's something about memorizing the songs. Sometimes you get distracted. Anyway, that was Breaking Us in Two, Joe Jackson. Next is and then the piece I like to play, my instrumental version of Flashdance, What a Feeling by Iron Care. little flash dance. Next song is this one. Just the two of us. Hello. Demo mode. Sorry. I don't know why that happens. I think static electricity. I'm not pressing the button. I hate that. Just the two of us. Bill Withers, I think. I don't know. He's a singer. Okay, next is Girl from Ipanema. Classic lounge song. Ipanema. The song is called Just One Victory. Next one. It's probably not a familiar song to most people, but I love it. Last song, Girl from Ipanema, very famous. All these are all very famous songs. I do play my own stuff at the opening. But thank you. Appreciate your questions. Anyway, welcome in. It's just, it's a lounge, piano act, sit down, hopefully vibe out, have a drink, just relax, listen to some music. I won't talk too much. hopefully the next one we do, we'll do this. Thank you. Thanks. I hope I inspire people a little bit. I've been playing a long time, like more than 50 years. Okay, this song, by the way, the song is called "From an Office Up Where We Belong" from an Officer and Gentleman. I keep saying it's a Diane Warren song, but apparently it's not. It's from a movie. It's a great song, though. Yeah, and standards. I mean, I do pop songs like Steely Dan. Where We Belong. All right, next song is called, I don't know what's the next one. All right, it's called Misty. I'm going to sing it. I'm not a great singer, but you got to sing Misty. Look at me. I'm as helpless as a kitten up a tree. And I think that I'm clinging to a cloud. I can't understand why I get misty just holding your hand. Walk my way, and 1,000 violins begin to play. Or it might be the sound of your hello, that music I hear, 'cause I get misty the moment you're near. You can say that you're leaning down, but it's just what I want you to do. Don't you notice how hopelessly I'm lost? That's why I'm following you on my own. Would I wander through this wonderland alone? Never knowing my right foot from my left, my hat from my glove. 'Cause I'm too misty and too much in love. The short version of that song. Yeah, everybody knows Misty, but you know it's got to be for lounge piano act. Better be able to play Misty. That's all I can say about that one. All right, here's a couple more songs. I was saying Steely Dan songs. This is what I mean by a lounge act version of a Steely Dan song. I don't know if it's released from the 70s. I don't know, Peg. It's called Peg. It's one of my favorite songs. All right, we're going to move along, though. Next song is by Paul Williams. It's called We've Only Just Begun. Originally, it was a commercial jingle for a bank in Southern California. Got expanded out to a song which, beloved song, a hit for the Carpenters. I'm not going to sing it, though. Thank you very much. Anyway, this is a point where I take a short break in the show to say one thing, that if you are enjoying the show, I don't ask you to give me money or pay anything or subscribe or anything like that. One little thing, just one little favor. I'll ask you for to sidle up to the bar, that you order yourself a fancy cocktail beverage, not like a well drink or beer or something like that, like a daiquiri or a mojito or something, right? Not for me. I've got a drink for you, okay? But most importantly, you got to tip the wait staff generously. I mean, I think they have on average like 7 kids now, and that's a lot of mouths to feed, What did you do? It's Can You Read My Mind by John Williams from Superman the movie. It's really great. Okay, next time I'm going to sing the song. It's called Secret Agent Man by Johnny Mathis. I don't know. There's a man who leads a life of danger. With everyone he meets, he stays a stranger. Oh, with every move he makes, well, another chance he takes, odds are he won't live to see tomorrow. Beware of pretty faces you may find. The pretty face can hide an evil mind. Oh, be careful what you say, don't give yourself away. Odds are you won't live to see tomorrow. Secret agent man, well, they've given you a number and they've taken away your name. Given you a number and they've taken away your name. Well, look at it, it's a agent man, secret agent man. This mysterious life you choose is a deadly game. I'm doing the short versions of some of these songs. I don't even care. Okay, some more instrumentals. Couple more and I gotta go. Like, we're hitting the 2-hour mark pretty soon. I mean, I don't gotta go, but streaming for 2 hours is hard. Just try it sometime. cannot not play Up, Up, and Away by Fifth Dimension. For a second. I was thinking about it, something else. Gotta get on the concentration. See clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind, and it's gonna be a bright, a sunshiny day. Yes, I can make it now, the rain is gone. All of the bad feelings have disappeared. Here is the rainbow I've been praying for, and it's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. Straight ahead, there's nothing but blue skies. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind, and it's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. And it's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. I do hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Saturday. All right. That's a shitload of reverb. I need the reverb to sing too, but I don't necessarily like it when I'm just talking. Thank you for coming by today's stream. One and all who stopped by. A lot of people said hi. I don't expect too many people come by on the weekend streams. Most people who are my regular viewers are weekday viewers, which is fine. But I enjoy streaming on the weekdays. I stream Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays. Sure, why not? Mondays, I'll break from my work day on Monday because I'm usually working at home. Next Wednesday will be no stream because I'm on an all-day AI seminar for my company. They're paying me, so you know what I'm saying. But it's all day. It's something I play about. So no, there won't be a Wednesday stream next week. I'll talk about it more. But then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, that kind of thing. All right. So tomorrow 11 a.m. I'm just gonna say goodbye. I don't really see anybody. I'm working a raid or anything like that. Me, we just have a little crowd here. It's not that much. But so many people were very kind and said hello. Yeah, tomorrow's stream will be flying around more in Microsoft Flight Simulator, I'm sure, 2024. There should be brain games. There'll be a guitar segment, so I'll be playing guitar and probably singing karaoke like I like to do. It's not going to be good for about 45 minutes. And then I might be doing a Lego build tomorrow, actually. So, because, on Sundays I can do a 3-hour stream that I can sit after the music segment and switch to the Lego building segment. I got this cool thing coming in today. We'll show you tomorrow. We'll see. We'll look at the box tomorrow. Because I like building. By the way, I built this Lego here not too long ago. And then there's this Disney thing here. And let me show you this. This is cool. It's called Disney, but it's Star Wars. This is the one I built. I built this on stream like 2 weeks ago or something. Kylo Ren's command shuttle. Oops, that's the back of it. Here's the front. Sorry, here's the front of it. Front of it. Kylo Ren's command shuttle, the wings folded in. You're a Star Wars fan. You're like, I've never seen that before. I don't remember seeing that. Okay, you have to have watched episode 9, and it doesn't appear all that many times in an episode. It's a cool model though. It's got it doesn't take up a lot of space, which I need because I have too many Legos. And this one here is super cool. This was on sale recently, but I love this. This is the 100th year anniversary of Disney Animation. So they made this camera. It's really cool. It's got this side thing here. It's got different interchangeable lenses, and this moves. Everything kind of moves. Got this crank moves. It comes with a film strip, which has images from the 100 years of Disney animation. But if you look up close, it's Legoized version of famous Disney scenes from animated movies like Lion King, the Lego Lion King. It's really, really well done and elaborate. I highly recommend this kit. It's got so much stuff going for it. If you like Lego, it was on sale, but it's not on. I don't think it's on sale anymore. It's not on sale anymore. Probably not. Okay, I gotta go. I had a great time. Let me do this here. Run my little outro, and when again, 11:30 a.m. I like to start right around the same time every day. Be nice and consistent in that way. So we'll see you next time then.